What the fuck is up, absurdists? Welcome back to Electric Chair, where we sift through all the weak noise to bring you only the most abrasive and nonsensical tracks and artists of the week with a healthy dosage of analysis and commentary. I'm your host and executioner, Payton Dunn.
And I'm Shibo.
And today, we're going to be analyzing a bit of nonsense coming out of the Russian government. And I say that as if that isn't every single day of the year, but this week, Pussy Riot was threatened with jail time for what seems to be like the millionth time in their career. Back in 2012, members of the band were sentenced to 2 years in jail for hooliganism motivated by religious hatred after they performed their infamous punk prayer. We saw them storm Moscow's Cathedral of Christ the Savior to protest Putin's rule. The echoes of a punk prayer reverberated around the world, even from their jail cells. It turned them into celebrities not only in Russia, but also over here in the United States. It even earned them shoutouts from American artists, like this line from Janelle Monáe's 2018 single, Django Jane.
And we gon' start a motherfucking pussy riot, or we gon' have to put them on a pussy diet. Look at that, I guarantee diet.
Shout out to Pussy Riot. People that don't know them, they are a Russian band from Moscow. They're a protest punk band. They've been deeply inspirational to me. I mean, they've been jailed because they are fighting for women's rights in the LGBTQIA community. The pussy diet, it can mean a couple things.
Even though they become icons of the feminist protest movement, their music has somehow still managed to float just under the radar. They seem to be a lot bigger than their streaming stats would indicate. So I'm curious, Shiba, have they passed your radar before this week?
I have heard the name, and I've seen some of the news, but I've never heard any of the music.
You've heard their name. Okay, by you've seen some of the news, what do you mean? What news have you seen in the past?
Well, just them getting arrested, and
as they do, from time to time. They get arrested, like I said, a lot since 2012. They've been threatened with jail time so many different times that it seems like it never really comes to fruition. That like whenever it happens, it's just like false alarm, and it means nothing. That's what these Pussy Riot arrests are like. It never ends up happening. But to educate you on all things Pussy Riot, I'm going to strap you into the electric chair, Shibo.
All for it.
Now, Shibo, I'm going to play 4 songs of increasing intensity, upping the voltage after each to see if I can push you all the way to your breaking point. We're going to start off today with Pussy Riot's latest song, Putin's Ashes. Pussy Riot's music has been notably controversial in their home country for years for its critique of Putin and the corruption that's been plaguing the government. They really took that up a notch in Putin's Ashes. The short film that accompanied the song saw them doing exactly what it sounds like, burning a portrait of Putin to the fucking ground. So I'm just gonna let the video do the talking. Hit it. So Shiba, what did you think of that? That's just like the base level of what we're doing today. We're 1 song into this, we have 3 more to go, and that's how intense we're going.
I am looking forward to this. This goes hard. It's so in your face. It's so punk, which I really, really like.
It's like a nightmare from fucking hell. That's what it is, Shiba.
From hell. Yeah.
It's so fucking provocative. Like, they don't leave any room for interpretation here. It's just, I want Putin to fucking die and burn and go to hell. It's so clear about what it's saying. That's what I love about this. Probably the most on the nose, but still provocative song in Pussy Riot's discography. Love it. Love it. Anyway, Shibo, Pussy Riot's songs have always flirted with elements of electronic music, the ones that you heard in that last song, but it wasn't until later in the 2010s that they fully embraced their current electronic pop sound that still maintained that kind of brash punk attitude that made their work famous earlier. Their new releases have even seen them leaning into the bubblegum pop world, and that was ushered in by the release of Punish. But that song didn't just mark their foray into that genre. It also marked their entry into the world of Web3. They released Punish as an NFT on the platform sound.xyz on January 19th, and that drop raised over 9 ETH in sales, which is worth about $27,000 when it was released. So let's hear what that hype was all about. Giving fucking dominatrix, Shibo.
Isn't it?
It's giving down. Did you not listen to the song? She literally said, I'm gonna punish you.
Yeah. Knowing the context from which a lot of their messages in the music come from, I was thinking of it in a different, more political
punishment. She has another song called Sugar Mommy.
You love to be my baby, I love you in the backseat. I love the way you treat me, I ride you in the corset. Gonna miss my money, making money proud.
Sometimes I'd like to spank you. Everybody march now.
Come here, fuck your sugar mommy. Come here, fuck your sugar mommy.
So yeah, when I said it was giving dominatrix, I wasn't kidding. That's what this entire EP is. And you would be right in your assumption that it also has that kind of protest narrative to it. It's hilarious. They have another song called Horny on it too.
But my life is like a puzzle that it moves the sound, but some things still filled up. I've got this hole inside of me that can't be filled, 'cause I'm still horny. I got this hole inside of me, can't keep ignoring.
Again, like Putin's Ashes, I feel like there's very little room for interpretation here, and I fucking love it. That song we played earlier, Sugar Mommy, it's a collab with Maisie, who's this indie pop artist. She just blew up on TikTok for her song Dum Dum.
Disappointment takes us by surprise. We've been moving on, I think we should have realized. Everyone's
She just released the most fucking amazing album. One of the best albums from like a quote-unquote TikTok artist that I've ever heard. So both of them are just so in their bag right now, and I'm so here for it. But to go back to the whole NFT narrative that we started with Punish, I think what's really upsetting about the recent charges against them is that if they were to go to jail, we would lose the biggest female voice on sound.xyz, pretty much in the music Web3 space, period. She's the 5th biggest artist on sound.xyz of all time. It goes Snoop Dogg, Daniel Allen, Rio Cragen, Oshi, Pussy Riot, and then below her is the 2nd biggest female artist of all time on sound.xyz, Salem Elise, who she actually collaborated with on Princess Charming.
I got a big magic wand and I use it all the time. Take this stupid fairy tale and make it all mine. I'm gonna change up the plot, 'cause this slip will never fit. Won't be slaying dragons, I can tame and make them sit. I'm a playgirl.
So Pussy Riot in that way has acted as kind of a representative for non-male voices in the Web3 community and has collaborated with so many others in that space that like losing her would be so detrimental. Anyway, Shibo, as you heard in that last track, Pussy Riot now has this sort of like hyper pop adjacent sound, and that's not just a coincidence. They started leaning into that world in 2021 with the release of Toxic. We saw them collaborating with hyperpop icon Dorian Electra. Good name. I love Dorian so much. I'm actually repping Dorian right now. Got the Dorian Electra t-shirt on. Not planned. It was totally planned. This song's one of my all-time Pussy Riot favorites, mainly because of Dorian's work on it. But I hope you hate it, Shibo, as much as I love it.
Your damage was your problem, what's your deal? You're blaming for your issues, are you for real? Fix a damn brain, I'll just go already. I was good with you, but now I get friendly. My daily poison, so annoying. You're even more toxic than my employer. Eating 5 pounds of shit every day. Once every night at hell, I wanna get away. 'Cause I'm feeling toxic.
Thoughts?
Yeah, great production.
It's got that super metallic, classic hyperpop sound to it that Dorian Electra is pretty famous for.
Yeah, the video is quite cool too. See, there's a production credit from Dylan Brady on there, but another one of the icons of the hyperpop space or electronic adjacent space in general.
And he's produced and worked with so many other hyperpop artists. In this case, Pussy Riot.
Yeah.
He's also just a fucking legend of the space. Love Dylan.
Yeah.
Love him to death. That song, that's not the most extreme part of the song, but you thought it was over. I mean, it's not over. We have one more song, but this song's not over too. It gets a little bit more extreme. It gets a little bit more industrial even. I'm gonna just play it.
Oh.
Toxic.
I love
It
this.
scratches a fucking itch in my brain that I never thought could be scratched before.
Thank you for putting me on. This is really, really music.
I
I
mean,
don't know what is being said for much of it.
Literally,
but
the only thing I can hear is toxic, toxic, toxic.
yeah, beautiful stuff.
I don't know if I would say, did you say beautiful stuff?
Yeah, I like this stuff.
I don't know if
think
I would
it's-
describe it as beautiful. Like, beautiful is like a fucking, like a meadow, a feel. Like, I mean, I love it, but it's not beautiful.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I guess the ear of the
The ear.
listener.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it, Shibo.
Just to think about how much work must have gone into Dylan's job.
Oh,
producing
so
the
much
song
work.
and creating the unique synths will be.
And they blend together so
yeah,
well.
we're
Like, there are
curious
other
about.
songs that Dylan's produced before. Like I think of
800
800 Decibel Cloud. That one's a fucking banger, and it has the same kind of like industrial, like grating against your ears on purpose, but like it's
Yeah.
not mixed nearly as well as this is. And like, I love that album to death. I love 1000 Gex, but this is just like all the sounds come together so much better and they distort, obviously, like on purpose, but not in the ways that you don't want. It's the perfect kind of distortion to give your ear a little treat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like candy for the ear candy, as they've said throughout history. I thought I was doing something there, but I wasn't. Anyways, for the last song we lectured to today, I'm gonna take you back to Pussy Riot's punk origins. In May of 2020, they released a song 1312, which came just after the murder of George Floyd and epitomized the distrust of the police that was brewing over here in America at the time. It's also the most extreme and abrasive song of the day. So are you ready, Shibo?
I am so ready.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for what's... You'll see. I feel bad stopping it. I wish I could keep letting it go.
Yeah, no, I like it. Reminds me of a lot of the deathcore adjacent punk style stuff I listen to. It's very cool to have that be mixed with some electronic elements. Specifically, I think in this song, the drums are electronically
Oh yeah,
treated.
but I'm kind of sad they don't still do the punk stuff that they did before, like this. But obviously, this is how they started, and I love their new like hyperpop adjacent stuff. But like, I wish they would throw in one of these every once in a while. I wish they would throw in a 1312. That was pretty extreme, I would say. Would you say that, Shibo?
I thought that's quite extreme. Yeah.
That's not as extreme as the song gets, as is the theme for today. It has a little trap breakdown in the middle of it.
Antes muerto que policía de la federal. No había la comisaría, puta me hace mal. Tengo juguito y pastillas, me falta serenal. Yo le digo que te limpie y me repisan igual. Le digo te limpie de pulcro. La yuta me cache al bulto. El muere pintando su rostro. Yo tengo una...
I really, really enjoy this.
I enjoy it too.
This is fresh.
I've been a big
I like
fan of them
this.
for a long ass time, Shiba. When I first started Absurdist in this podcast, when we were coming up with the brand, I guess, to be a capitalist about it, when we were coming up with the brand for Absurdist, when I was trying to think of like who perfectly epitomized it, what artist, Pussy Riot was like the first thing that came to my mind. Like, they're so radical, abrasive, like, and they're just amazing. They're just amazing. And if these criminal charges actually go through, which I know they're not going to, given Pussy Riot's past, it's going to be such a huge loss for Web3, for hyperpop, for music as a whole, for the feminist movement. But like, even if they do go to jail, I'm sure they will come out with even more relevance, as was the case back in 2012. It seems like the Russian government coming after them only makes them stronger.
Yeah.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into Absurdist Electric Chair. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at absurdist_io, and at our website, absurdist.io. If you liked what you heard here today and want to follow us along our executionary journey more, you can follow us or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can also rate us 5 stars or leave a like on the episode to help us spread the absurd word to even more listeners. I'm your host and executioner, Payton Dunn.
And I'm Shibo.
And we'll see you all fucking next time. Let's go!